Okay, welcome back again to our Q&A. Okay, the first question is coming from
Dr. Lon Atanasio from Laguna University. So his question is about what cross-validation technique can be used to our series of data sets using machine learning?
I think in terms of like performance accuracy, it differs depending on the data itself. For NLP, there's a lot of like ways to measure also. For machine vision, there's a lot of different ways to measure depending on what type of task you're doing, classification task. So it usually depends on the data. What the common approaches to do is to see and observe what are the common way to evaluate performance for each of the tasks that you would be requiring with. Parang there's no specific, that depends on the data. So sometimes, especially for example, yung iba, they would want to minimize the loss. Yung iba, they would want to like see improvements on the accuracy rate. So it depends on the use cases. Especially for example, pag health data, onti lang, if you're doing classification or prediction kung may cancer ba ito dito or wala, onti lang yun eh. So parang you cannot do a specific accuracy there. So parang you would want to like look into a different ways of how you can actually measure. So it depends on industry, it depends on the task, depends on the use cases. If you have different accuracy, so best thing to do is like to look into ano ba yung mga define the performance measure metrics for those specific tasks. It's a matter of when you do training kasi parang ang pinaka-goal mas to minimize loss. Right? So sometimes when you minimize loss, it would be yung mag-overfit naman yung data on the testing. So it's a matter of like trying to manage it in a way that you try to minimize. So para sa point time, you check kung tama ba yung validation mo dun sa data na na-build mo. And nag-iiba-iba yung approach depending on the task itself.
who will check the validation of that data, sir?
Usually, they continuously na ginagawa din ng mga researchers. Kasi it's an experiment. So you need to like see ano ba yung nangyayari sa data ko? Nag-overfit pa siya? Kasi kung mataas yung accuracy or no model on the testing data, but nababa yung accuracy of the validation data. Therefore, natutulong na sa testing data. So parang hindi siya open sa new incoming data. So you need to get your algorithms in a sense that you need to make sure that okay yung accuracy sa validation set. So usually, yung mga graph, you need to plot the graphs so that you can see na for each of the time that I do the training itself, every time I evaluate, nag-change pa yung graph, tumaas pa siya. So those are some of ways or guidelines that you can actually like use for you to see and observe your data. So very, very important that you parang visualize in a sense what's happening in the training process.
Okay.
So for the next question, we have a very interesting question from Prof. Boogie Boydon from Asia Pacific College. One of the most difficult areas in sentiment analysis is the proper recognition of sarcasm.
Yep.
Yeah, we really can't avoid sarcasm, especially in terms of giving comments or feedback. Now, Mr. Boydon is asking on any updates on or progress in the area of sarcasm.
In the Philippines, I haven't heard any work yet, but in English, may marami ng work din on sarcasm. So what they usually do is they not only focus on this one singular text, but they look into the conversation.
Yes.
So parang they track the conversation and how it is. So they build knowledge not only on the singular sentence, they derive sarcasm because of the prior conversations. So ganun usually ginagawa natin. Kasi medyo mahirap talaga.
Yes,
It's really hard to determine. Yeah, so another question is from Dr. Jessie Barrett, Dino from National University. How machine learning can be used on forensic area?
Right now, I don't have any experience in the forensic area yet. So I think internally our projects more focused on NLP. I think there's already some works there, especially like kung time series kasi yung gusto mo data na i-check. So may mga time series naman na models that you can actually use. I think we run neural network then I can actually do forensic data, especially like time sequence data naman siya. So you can actually leverage those existing algorithms also.
Okay. So this question is from the one and only owner of analytics blog from Dr.
Yes,
Ramos Ramos herself from St. Michael's.
Please reconstruct that, okay?
Yeah. So allow me to read. Researchers nowadays are utilizing tools to come up with a good result in assessing the sentiment of the unsolicited comments. So researchers use tools such as Azure Machine Learning, RapidMiner, and Weka tools. But these tools will only check the word per sentence to come up with a good analysis. And for the researcher to complete the queries and make further analysis, they use the MaxQDA tool to determine the subject of each sentence, to specifically determine what is the subject concern of the sentiment. However, the tools requires the user to read the entire sentence to perform the coding scheme. Is there a computing solution that combines all of these features, like in one software or area where you can put it all into?
I think on the advancements of like NLP, there's a lot of like new innovations there. I think maybe they conceptualize it called what word embeddings in order for them to represent words into numbers, and then they actually conceptualize also Elmo to put context, because words has different meanings depending on what positions are they in a sentence. And they have also like contextualized the use of transformers to be able to leverage the how do you decode text and how do you encode text and how do you decode text. And right now some of the innovation also is called attention. So it's I think the paper is called attention is all you want. That's how.
Yes,
that's the name of the
all
paper.
attention.
So in which it is being leveraged on text data, also image data that highlights where in the text, for example, has which sequence of word has an impact on the word itself. Or for example, if you use it in images, if you mention it is a cancerous cell, which cell are those? Be able to highlight that on the text itself. So I think those are some of the things that you can probably explore. Research of that attention. If there's any
Basis,
tools, they haven't built tools yet, but
Okay.
these are some of the researchers that we can actually like look into.
Can serve this as reference,
Yeah.
the one that you have mentioned.
Yeah, I think it's built by Google and by Google team also.
Okay. So
Is
we're
your
on the
question
last
satisfied?
questions.
Is your question satisfied?
Yes, I'm satisfied. So I know that I'm doing the right track.
Yeah.
Okay, for our
Okay.
research. Thank you, Sir Ralph.
So we're down to our last question, and Dr. Annalisa Ramos will read to us the last question.
Okay, the last question. Actually, this is additional question coming from Dr. Las Johansson Calusa from Leighton Normal University. Actually, he has 10 questions, but we accommodate only 2 questions. Okay, so for the additional question is, when conducting sentiment analytics, do we consider the multiple realities of experience based on the information posted or the text corpus itself as experienced by an individual who made comment or posted in a social media platform?
I think yes. And it will always go back to what's the purpose of doing the sentiment analysis, because is it relatively assessing sentiment impact on the business? Because if you look at it on the business perspective, the comment might be positive, but it might reflect negative on the company, or I might saying it negative, but on other people it would look at it as a positive. So completely different aspect on when you do it, when you do the sentiments, or when you do it. So it depends on the main agenda.
Okay, so it's a wrap for this vlog episode for analytics. So I hope that you guys enjoyed listening to the question and answer portions, and I really hope that you really get something from this vlog. It's very informative, I know, and very interesting at the same time. Machine learning and artificial intelligence. So we would like to thank Dr. Ralph Regalado once again for accommodating us in this interview.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Sir Ralph.
Thank you so much.
Sir Ralph. So bye, analytics. Bye.
Bye.